So we tuned down 2 whole steps from the standard tuning to C on the bottom E. So I'll play through each note separately so you can tune along at home. And I'll also put the notes in the description box below if you check that out as well. So, E string, the A string, the D string, the G string, the B string, and the top E string. So you want to be on the 7th fret playing the E minor 7th shape. And you want to just give it 4 big strums at the start for the intro. And then you do a big old slide down on the bottom E string. So. So for that part, we're hammering on with our pinky finger on the 8th to the 10th fret. So hammering on and pulling off while playing that E minor 7 chord. So it's... So 2 on the 10th of the B string, and then pull off to the 8th. And then play that 9th fret with your pinky finger, so you're making an E minor chord instead of an E minor 7 on the 9th fret of the G string. And then in between each bar, just do one of them slide downs. And he's always thrown in like cool little licks here and there. So that lick is keeping your pinky finger on the 10th fret, and instead of pulling it off like you do to the 8th, keep it on and bend it up and down. So it's doing da da yeah. And then at the end of that little section, you just do a harmonic by putting your first finger hovering above the 7th fret and playing the G, B and E strings and just letting it ring out. So the next section, the verse where the singing comes in, we do a slightly different thing. We're still playing the E minor 7 at the start, and we're hitting the bottom E before each chord. So and we're doing a slightly different jumpy sort of rhythm. So we're still going between the 8th and the 10th on that B string, but we're flicking it off a little bit more. So that's... So he throws in a B7 there. Sometimes he puts the pinky on the 10th to give it a bit more treble. Sometimes he leaves it off. And then you move to an E flat on the 6th fret. And then you go back into that riff again. And that's one of my favourite Josh Homme licks. He just slings it in there like it's nothing, but it's so cool. And it's going on the bottom E string, hammering on 5th to the 7th A string 5th to 7th, pull off 7th to 5th again, hit that 7th fret on the E, and then the bottom E open. And when you've got the chords down and you're really flowing, it'll just feel like nothing. You'll just fly through it. It takes a little while to get the time in, but once you get it down, it's really, really cool. So that verse section will play it through. Right, so now for the chorus, we're doing like an octave sort of riffy thing that Josh Homme's doing, and he's singing over the top of it as well. I don't know how he plays it so well live, but he wrote the song, so he's just great, man. But we're on the 7th fret, and we're going 7, 9, 10, 9, 12, 10, 14, 12. So we'll try and play through. And then you go to a B power chord, so on the 7th fret, and you're putting your index finger on and off on the 7th fret, so you're playing bottom, open E, or C, and the B as well, 7th fret. So that one, the alternative one that he does on the 3rd time round, it's on the 10th fret, 10, 9, 7, 6, 7. What do you want to do? Oh, and it goes up at the end, so. So at the end it's 7, 9, 10, 9. And then to that B. And then back into the normal. And that's another alternative, like sort of fill part that Josh Homme is doing, and that's just instead of doing the harmonics, sometimes he just rings out an open top E string, and I think it might be just playing the B as if you're tuning the top E string, so playing the B on the B string on the 5th fret. I don't know if it's a tuning thing, it sometimes sounds like he's playing a... I'm not too sure, but I just play it like that. So, to quickly recap and run through that chorus section again, we go... So for that middle section, we go... So you're on the 7th fret with E power chord, and you want to just chug that out with the bottom E going. And then you want to go power chords on the 7th fret, so going from the bottom E now. So 7, 8, down to the A string, 6th fret. Back to the E string, 7th fret. Down to the 5th fret. And then back up to the 7th. So it works out to be 7, 8, 6 on the A, 7 on the E again, 5th on the E, 7 on the E. So it's just a case of repeating it through that cycle. It does get confusing, so just bear with it. It just does me every time, but if you do it slow, you'll build it up and you'll be able to get it faster. So. And you finish on that 7th fret. So I'm not going to tab the solo today, but if you want that, stick it in the comments and I'll try and do it in the future. But it would be too much to do that in the same lesson as well. It'd take forever. But I'll throw in one other quick little lick that Josh Homme does, which is quite cool. So in those chord shapes that he's doing, there's a cool little one he does there. So he bends up with his pinky finger, 10th fret, whole note bend, and chugs it off, and then hits the 9th fret of the G string with his ring finger. But he's got that chord going as well, so it's quite hard to get. I'm not sure if it's an overdub or not, but it's really cool if you can stick that in there. If you're playing it live, it sounds great. So.